8th grade. So today you're going to start with the actual products of your human-caused disaster project. The assignment that was posted earlier this week is posted, and it gives you step-by-steps of what you are expected to do today. I have revised it slightly because I really want you to focus on your video summary. So as you can see, you're going to research and choose your disaster over which to create your Adobe page. Hopefully you came in with a topic already chosen. If not, make sure you choose one fairly quickly so you have time to work today. Then you're going to begin collecting research on the Google Doc that's attached, just so it's all in one place and you don't lose track of it as you go along. If you find great pictures, take a screenshot of them and dump them right here on this doc so you don't lose things as you go along. Once you feel like you've learned enough, write the summary for your disaster. Remember, please pull up the rubric because your summary has 5 sentences that you're expected to answer within it. And so if you don't pull up the rubric, you probably won't remember which sentences to answer. So you want to make sure that you are prepared with that rubric right there alongside you. Also, so once you have your summary written, then you can create your Adobe video. Please remember that your Adobe video does not need to be your face. Of course it can. I love your faces. But it is expected to have images to go along with the words of your summary. If you like to do voiceovers, by all means, speak. If you would prefer to type your summary, that is also fine, but please remember to edit it for grammar and spelling. Once your video is finished, you're going to publish it, copy the URL, and add this video URL to this attached Google Doc because that's how I will be able to preview your video and make sure that it looks good and ready to be put into your Adobe page. If you finish all of these things before Friday afternoon, then you can and are encouraged to begin creating your Adobe page, choose a theme photo, and title it according to your disaster, remembering that a creative title is an expectation of this project. If you finish all of this, the other things you can do is just continue your research, find the cause and effect photos or pictures for your Adobe page, and just continue finding more information that you can use in future days to work on this project. If you have any questions, please let me know. So again, please remember that it's always helpful to pull up the rubric. It's right here. Again, your summary has all the questions right here that you need to answer. So please make sure that you're looking at this while you are working today. If you'd like a printed out version, please ask Mrs. Sullivan. I'm sure she'd be willing to print it out for you. All right, so the next thing that we want to talk about is just making sure that we all know how to do our Adobe Spark. If you don't currently have an Adobe Spark account, Mr. Riley has actually created a school account, so you should be able to log in with Google regardless of whether or not you're 13. So just so you know, that is, if you use your Google account through HCLSND, you should be able to log in, no problem. So I'm going to continue with Google. I would show you what it looks like to sign up new. However, I've currently used all of my Google accounts on Spark to show kids in the past. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my HCLSND account to get into Adobe Spark. Spark has so many great features, and in this project, you get to use 2 of them, and you're going to get to go ahead and create your video as well as a page. If you scroll down, I just click on create a project. And then when you see, it tells you and kind of gives you a vision of what you can create. And so they're now calling their Adobe Spark video a slideshow, which is really what it is. And you're going to be you're going to be creating your slideshow today, and then you'll also be creating your photo journal, otherwise known as your web page. Okay, so those are some main things. Please notice that you can create a cover graphic, and then that cover graphic you create could be used in your photo journal for your web page that you make. So there's all sorts of options here. If you create a collage, you can embed that right into your page as well. So feel free to use additional features of Adobe Spark, but in this project you are required to use these 2, slideshow and photo journal. All right, so when you do a slideshow, it gives you lots of opportunities, but the first thing you have to do always is give a title. So I'm just going to title this one sample for the sake of boring. All right, and so promote an idea. They always have ways that you can choose templates, or you can just say start from scratch. I'm going to choose a template because the reality is deleting things doesn't take that long, and it's kind of nice to have some things already set up. But starting from scratch on this is also really easy. So watching that video is super helpful. But once you're in here, please notice you can either put in a video, you can put in text, You can put in photos or you can put in an icon. So obviously before you come to Adobe Spark Video, you're going to want to have all of your photos gathered and you're going to want to have your summary written. That way you're ready to put things in. So let's say I wanted to add a photo. I'm going to say upload photo. And I obviously have not been taking screenshots of disasters other than the McMullen family household. So who knows? Oh, that's not nice to call her a disaster. Okay, so it's like, who knows what's on here? Okay, so here we go. Here's a picture of the McFamily. All right, and so if I put that image on there and I'm not super happy with the way it looks, you can edit it by making it bigger or smaller until everything fits in the way you want. So just know that that is an option. I can then do a voiceover here if I'm going to be doing a voiceover summary, or I can come back and I can add in more things. So if I just click below here to show that I'm done with editing, notice a plus sign pops up. I can press on the plus sign and I can either add a text or an icon. So I'll choose text. Now what's great is then you can choose, do you want it full screen, split screen, caption, title, and text? So you can figure out the layout that you want. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to add my text into it. And we're ready to go. So it's as simple as that, adding in pictures and words as you go through. It's just as simple if you're adding a video. Please notice that the timing is always set to a certain amount of time. You're going to want to revise that, especially if you write a lot of words. So please make sure that you put an appropriate amount of time so that we can read your summary as you're working through. Obviously, if you end up with more pages than you need, you can click on the ellipses and delete it. If you need to add more pages in, you just press the plus sign and then you can drag it and drop it wherever you want it to go. Okay, so those are some simple ways to go about that. Please notice there are different themes you can choose from. These themes do have different text and colors to go along with, so feel free to use any of the themes that you want. You can change your size, and then of course you have music that you can choose from. So if you want music set to it, feel free to do so. You can listen to it by clicking on it and pressing play. If you decide, yes, that's the music I want, then that check mark indicates that that music's already there. When you believe that you're done, it's always best, of course, to preview your project. What's really important is if you are voiceovering your project, then you need to make sure that your music is in balance with your voice, meaning that you want your voiceover to be louder than the music. Please notice that you can change your music volume right here. So you can make your music really loud or you can make it really quiet. So that's pretty simple. Also notice that you can add your own music if you have licensing rights to it. If I were to have done a voiceover here, I of course have to allow it. But if I were to do a voiceover here, I would simply say that we are having a great time outside this day. Now I have music, I have a voiceover. Awesome. So again, I'm going to want to preview to make sure those things work together. I would simply say that we are having a great time outside this day. So as you see, if you look through that balance, I could hear my voice, the music was in the background, it was balanced well. If that were not the case, then you would want to go ahead and adjust your music volume. So when you're happy with it and you're like, yes, this is awesome, the button you need to click is share. And then you choose publish, okay? So again, it's titled sample. I don't need a subtitle. My category is going to be education. And then you just say create link and it will generate a link. Once that link is generated, you will just simply press copy and you will be able to place that link into the Google Doc attached to your assignment so I can preview your video. And then eventually you're going to use that link to embed this video into your Adobe Spark page. If you do ever have to revise this video, I want you to know that you do have to, and I mean have to, share it and generate a new link. Because if you don't do that, then the edits won't show up. It's not like a Google Doc in that way. All right, so once you're done with your video and you've got it attached to your document, you can also, like I said, get started on your page today. So that is another option. So if you know that you want to get started on your web page, they're super fun to make. And so it walks you through it really well, but you're going to want to add a creative title. Your subtitle should be your name. Okay, and then you want to make sure you have a photo that draws us in. So again, this is a place where you're going to want to have your pictures and your words ready to go. A plan in order, which you can make that plan by looking at your rubric. So I certainly hope that this video has helped you to have a successful 2 days in class. I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Bye!